Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining Authors on the Air. I'm your host, Deborah Ledford, and I'm so happy to welcome Tori Eldridge to the program. Say hello to the folks, Tori.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be here, Deborah.
Oh, I'm so thrilled to talk to you. So my episodes for Authors on the Air primarily focus on Native American and Indigenous authors as well as diversity authors. We're both members of the great, excellent Crime Writers of Color organization. And I'm just so happy to have you here, Tori. And the primary reason is to talk about your LILY Wong series, right? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna name out the titles, and then could you hold up your book? So there's 4 in the series, right? We've got the Ninja Daughter.
Woo.
Look at that. Ooh, that's cool.
Pretty.
And then
huh?
book 2 is the Ninja's Blade. And then we have Ninja Betrayed. Ooh, that one's pretty. And 4th in the series is the Ninja's Oath. Oh, those are great, great covers.
Aren't they fabulous? You know, this whole series, as my fans know, right? This series started, it came out in 2019, 2020, 21,
Right.
22, like that. And then my publisher with COVID, they never recovered from that, and they went under. And a fabulous new publisher picked me up, Datura Books. They're a UK publisher, and they loved this cover that was for the 4th book. And so they said, hey, can we redo all of the other covers to go with that?
That's great.
That's how we got this whole fabulous series. So I love how they look. And check this out. I love this too. They look so beautiful on my bookshelf. I'm just like dying. They're so gorgeous.
Oh, that is really nice.
So, yeah.
Ooh,
so
that's
happy.
tingly.
It's so tingly. It's so tingly.
So your lead character in the series is LILY Wong.
I love it. I just had an avalanche of books.
I know,
that was
right?
Hilarious.
That's a good thing, right? We love avalanche of books.
We want an avalanche of books. That is so funny. Okay, I'm just going to hold these so it doesn't happen again. All right, so tell me that again. What were you going to
so the lead character in the LILY Wong series, she is of Hawaiian, Norwegian, Chinese descent, like yourself, right? Is that right?
Close, very close. My husband does this too. Yes, I am of Hawaiian, Chinese, Norwegian descent. However, LILY Wong is only Chinese Norwegian. So when I came up with LILY Wong, what I wanted to do was pay homage to my Norwegian father from North Dakota and the Chinese side of my mother's heritage. She was from Maui, and they met in Tokyo, where my sisters were born.
So that's where the Hawaiian part comes, right?
That's just me. Yeah, that's just me. That comes out in the next series.
I got confused.
Yeah. So with Lily, her mom is from Hong Kong, and she's like a real great financier. And her father is a former farmer from North Dakota. And he's Norwegian, and they fell in love, and they just went against everybody and married. And so Lily was born and raised in Arcadia, which is a neighborhood in Los Angeles. So her background is her Chinese is very different from mine growing up in Hawaii. And the other thing that I really wanted to push with this series, not only these 2 aspects of my heritage, but also an authentic view of modern day ninja, because I hold a 5th degree black belt in To-Shin Do ninja martial arts.
Very impressive. So can you tell us a little bit about Lily, how her character has progressed through the 4 books?
Yeah, it's been really fun. The 4 books transpire over about 3 months, which is really kind of interesting. It's the summer of 2019. It's a very big summer for Lily. But I wrote them all so that they could be read out of order. And I've had a lot of fans read them in all sorts of different orders. So that works. But there is a very big arc because, as I said, it transpires over 3 months. So
Right.
Lily has devoted her martial arts skill to the rescue and protection of women and children.
Hmm.
She works with a women's shelter in Los Angeles. And she did this because her first year at UCLA, her sister back home was raped and murdered.
Right.
And Lily wasn't there. She wasn't there to protect her. And
Hmm.
she didn't recover from that. And so she dropped out of school, and she had been doing wushu, in public and ninja training on the side with a sensei. And she just went, we got to do this for real. And so, unbeknownst to her parents, she has been using those ninja skills to work with this, women's shelter. So the first book, her parents don't know. That starts to change over the course of the books, and they start to know more and more. And Lily gets more and more entrenched with some of the characters that she met from the first book. Right. Yeah, like in this book, there's this really sexy assassin, but he's really an enigma, and we don't know what's going on with him. But he keeps kind of haunting her. You know what I mean? Kind of like Hannibal Lecter.
Right.
Keeps coming back. It's like, what's going on with this guy?
Right. So is he a recurring villain, or is this someone that just keeps mentally haunting her?
Funny what we say villain, right? It all depends, right? You never kind of, I love those gray areas. Right. He's a slippery one. He's kind of hard to figure out, but he's very prominent here.
In the Ninja's Daughter? Okay.
Yeah, very prominent in the Ninja Daughter. He's in her mind a lot in the Ninja's Blade. In the Ninja Betrayed, he's still in her mind, and he makes an appearance. And the Ninja's Oath is huge with him. His name is Jay Tran. Okay. And in the Ninja's Oath, it builds and builds and builds and builds with each book. And by this one, Lily Wong goes to Shanghai to help her father's Shanghainese cook find his niece. And she's joined by Jay Tran.
Oh.
Unexpectedly.
Nice.
And by the end of the book, you get ninja, triad, and assassin. It's like, oh my gosh, it's crazy action in this one, and crazy family too. Always so much family.
Family dynamics, right? Oh my.
So much family.
And the series, it's presented as a Chinese Norwegian modern day ninja. And let's see, your tagline for the series kind of is Kill Bill meets the Joy Luck Club, which totally fits, right?
I thought that was kind of eye-catching. People go, what? That and the whole Chinese Norwegian ninja. Because if you've been watching all the, the spectacular ninja stuff, right? They're all Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And it's all like feudal Japan or assassins or black pajamas, none of that.
What you've done is, it's so fascinating. And, book one, it starts out pretty harrowing and heartfelt, and that begins Lily's journey of retribution, right? Do you feel that it's that the full thing is retribution? Is it setting things straight? Is it
not quite retribution? It's almost, Lily has a lot of unearned guilt for her sister's murder. In our Asian community, those older siblings, we're supposed to look out, and that was Lily's job, and she did not. And so this is more, rather than retribution against who harmed her, because we never find out it happened in the past. It's more making up. It's more being a big sister to a city when she failed as a big sister to Rose. That's more what it is.
Okay.
And so Lily is just driven to help and to be there, when nobody else is or can or will.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
And she has quite a specialized skill set as an enforcer for good, right?
Yes.
I mean, tell us more about
that's
that.
the other thing I like, right? Every time you hear about ninja, they're the bad guys.
Right. I know, right?
So I really, so when in my ninja training, it's been very empowering. And there's a huge spiritual side of this too that we really get into with the meditation and the temple she sets up in her uber cool home dojo, and her sensei who's always delivering and helping her realize this incredible wisdom and stuff. These are the empowering things that I experience that I want people to know about. So like when Crime Reads called her one of the best, oh my God, one of the best heroines of the 21st century, I was like, oh, you see me, see her.
You see me. I know, right? And you see Lily, you see me, you see Lily and me, right? I know, yeah. You've received a lot of acclaim for this series, and I mean that UK has reissued it, but it's still going to be available in the States, right?
Yeah. Okay. Here's the fun part, right? It's going to be distributed. It's being distributed by Penguin Random House.
Nice.
So that's going to make it super easy for bookstores and distributors and everybody to get the book. But y'all, you want these covers, right? Not the old covers. You want these covers because the books they have such a nice heft. And they're so beautiful. These are the ones. So when Agora Books went out of business, they pulled most of their stock, but some of it is still out there. It's this
it always will be, right?
Yeah, it's this weird thing.
Yeah, people sell the original versions, used, so they have to have the page up, which is unfortunate. But yeah, so everyone look for the Random House release, right?
Yes, we want, it's Datura Books is the name of the thing. And these are the pretty covers that you want to be looking for.
Right, Datura Books.
Yeah. I'm so happy with them. Oh my gosh. They're doing the whole big front list type of release, instead of just like, oh, okay, we inherited the backlist and it's part of our catalog. No, they're doing the whole thing, the NetGalley and the reviews and the books, the grammars.
So they're showing them as 2025 releases?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the easiest way in the States then. Look for the 2025 release date.
Indeed.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that you set each of the books. Well, the first two are in Los Angeles, right? Then you take us to Hong Kong, and then Shanghai and Osaka.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how did you choose which locations and settings that you wanted to feature?
Oh my gosh, great question. Okay, so when I was writing The Ninja Daughter, I had lived in LA for, over 35 years. So it was my city. And it's also, modern, urban. It's absolutely where you do not expect to see a ninja. And there are a lot of us. So that's what I want to do. But Lily is really funny. She's a very athletic woman. She lives on the second story of her Norwegian father's Chinese restaurant. Yeah. He fell so in love with her mother's culture and wanted to give that to Lily Wong and her sister Rose. He not only gave them her mother's last name instead of his, he turned all his interest in farming and food into cooking and became an authentic chef. So she lives above there. And so she sometimes will use his delivery car. But other than that, she cruises all around LA, all through LA on this racing bike.
Right.
Or metro, which is so unusual. And so I take readers to all sorts of places in LA that you almost never see. And metro even plays a part in the whole mystery, the intriguing mystery at the core of this. And in the Ninja's Blade, this is a gritty one, man. She does a deep dive into the commercial sex trafficking of LA.
Right.
Real kind of some heavy, heartbreaking, nerve-wracking stuff. But at the same time, her meddling grandparents come in from Hong Kong and lighten the mood and completely drive her poor mother insane.
No doubt.
Oh yeah. And then in the Ninja Betrayed, okay, I knew at some point in the series, I knew this from the very beginning, that if it was a series, she would end up in Hong Kong. How could she not? That's where her mother's from. That's where the meddling grandparents are from. So I wove it into the back of the second book that she was going to have to go to Hong Kong, escort her mom. Her mom is a financier and does the LA director for the father's international finance company. And so they're going for an emergency board meeting. And it turns into this whole corporate attack against her poor mother. But Lily is there, but also the guy her family's been setting her up with in the first two books, he's there. And they get to date, which for this ninja is terrifying and traumatic. And then the reason for Shanghai, twofold. I got to go to Hong Kong and Shanghai because, as luck would have it, total luck, my son married a woman from Hong Kong. And he flew us over to Shanghai, where he was working for Nike, and to have Christmas with her and her parents there in his apartment in Shanghai. And as soon as I set foot in Shanghai, I was like, oh my gosh, Lily has to come here next. Right. And then after Shanghai, the whole family, we all went to Hong Kong to see her big family and got that. So I got the insider look at Hong Kong and Shanghai. And then this one goes to Japan, where I mentioned my parents met, married, and where my sisters were born. So all the locations have really deep meaning for me.
That is so great. And that's, that's the best part about travel is, you bring all of these locations and the settings to life. I mean, I'm tasting the food, I'm smelling, sometimes not even the great stuff, like you really take us there. You really do.
Good. I'm glad. This summer, speaking of travel, I went to Hawaii. I actually went twice because I have a new series coming out in May.
Right.
And my new protagonist is, of all things, an Oregon Ranger. And you and I both have roots over here in Oregon. You have a new series coming out with a protagonist and set in Oregon.
What I'm working on, yeah. That's my current work in progress.
So cool.
So tell us a little bit about that one then. Now you said a ranger. You're talking like a game and fish ranger?
I'm talking about National Park Law Enforcement Ranger.
Nice.
Yeah. And the reason Makalani Pahukula, she's obviously Hawaiian, can you tell by the name? The reason I chose Oregon is because I'm in Oregon right now. And my son and daughter moved back here, I should say. And I moved up here with my husband to be near our grandchildren.
Nice.
And so I wanted to bring in that culture. So in Kauai Storm, Ranger Makalani is going back to Kauai for her Tutu's 85th birthday. Tutu is a grandmother. That's what my grandkids call me. I'm Tutu.
Nice. That's sweet.
And so she goes back to Kauai and she discovers two of her cousins are missing. And her huge ohana are completely divided over this issue and suspicious and aiming stuff. And at the same time, their traditional homesteading life is at risk.
Wow. And so that one's coming out later this year, right? What is the release date on that one?
May 20th. So May 20th? Lily Wong comes out January 21st.
And 2025. Yep.
And
Kauai Storm is published from Thomas and Mercer, who is my publisher as well, Liz. So very happy. We're so happy for you. And oh my gosh, so the Lily Wong series you go out, you can pre-order Lily Wong and also the new one, search, Tori Eldridge, and show her support. And
Yay!
we are so happy. And thank you so much for joining us, Tori.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Mahalo nui loa. I appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody. Be back next time.